I'm Katie Cowley. I'm coming to you from British Columbia in Canada. I'm based out of Squamish and Whistler, and this is my home. I'm so excited to be a part of this scholarship, and I can't thank I Hart Flying enough for including me, and I can't wait to tell you my story. As you can see, we're snowboarding in Whistler Blackcomb. I wanted to start here because snowboarding is actually how I found my passion for aviation. And like a lot of other students that I've met, my family doesn't have a background in aviation. I wasn't introduced to it till much later. I moved out to Whistler to follow my competitive career, and I competed in slopestyle snowboarding for about 4 years. The time I spent living here, I really came to appreciate all of the bush pilots that were around here and how they navigated the mountains and how tough flying is out here. I decided that a career in aviation was a career I could really be passionate about for the rest of my life and something I could always grow in, and so I decided to start taking training a little more seriously. I was competing full-time, working full-time, and I was also training part-time. Luckily I picked a winter sport, so they balanced out pretty well. I got to focus on flying in the summer and boarding in the winter. I think I deserve this scholarship because I've really proven my commitment to aviation. I've had to overcome a lot of challenges in my training so far, including I used to compete in snowboarding for so many years, meanwhile training, and in this past year I really had to choose between my two passions. I was just having too many injuries in snowboarding that were starting to affect my flying and really slowing down my progression. I'm really happy that I chose flying because I know ultimately long-term a career in aviation is what I really want to do, and I think it's really important to have a career that you can always be growing in, and there will always be something to learn, and it's never going to get stale. I also think I would be a good candidate because I don't have the support that a lot of other students have. Since I was 14, I've been living on my own, and I moved away so young because I was raised by a single mother in an environment that just wasn't very conducive to a successful lifestyle. I moved out to give myself a better chance, and I worked full-time to pay my bills and my rent, and then I would do my schoolwork overnights through correspondence. Doing that, I actually managed to get through all of my high school degree in about the same time as many of the other students from my school. Moving out so young has actually been one of my biggest accomplishments. A lot of people thought I would go down a much darker path by leaving at such a young age, but I think this actually fueled my drive to want to succeed, and I just wanted to prove people I was better than that. I faced a lot of challenges leaving so young. There was a good year or so that I probably only slept about 3 hours a night between working and getting my schoolwork done. From such a young age I had to learn how to really be an adult, whether that was finding housing, finding jobs, or just managing my money so I could actually pay all my bills. And then a really important thing too that I feel you really learn through high school that I had to learn kind of in the real world was just knowing who to surround yourself with, so I didn't get surrounded by a group that would negatively impact me. My personal trait that I think sets me aside from other applicants for this scholarship is the ability to overcome what people perceive as impossible. Whether that was moving out when I was super young and still finishing my high school degree, or joining the Canadian national team after only 4 years of knowing how to snowboard, or now becoming a pilot without any resources or having the finances to do so. This whole experience just defines who I am today. It really gave me a drive that you shouldn't let your circumstances limit you, and I think that in itself makes me unique from the other scholarship applicants. Although more recently I achieved a really big personal goal. I finally finished my 300 nautical mile cross-country flight for my commercial license. I decided to fly from Victoria in British Columbia to Calgary in Alberta and back again. It was feeling very much like spring over here, but turns out Calgary was still pretty winter-like, and made my flight really quite interesting. I hit so many different kinds of weather, and we had so many delays. My trip home alone took 6 days, and I feel like I've landed at every airport in BC. But I actually learned so much from this experience, and I encountered so many different things that you don't really get to practically do in training. I encountered icing, I had times where fuel management was really important. I hit some of the most severe turbulence I've ever experienced. I had to do diversions, flight planning in the air, as well as updating my flight plans over the radio. All those things I had never really experienced before, and all of a sudden I was doing all of them. And I know a lot of other students would have waited till summer to do a trip like that, but I'm actually so thankful I kind of just threw myself into it and experienced those harder conditions before flying commercially. The whole experience really gave me a lot more confidence going into a career as a pilot and actually applying for jobs going forward. I hope down the road, when I'm more established in my career, I hope to pursue further training in aerobatics in the hopes of getting into the air racing circuit. Both working and competing in my passion would really just be a dream come true. This is the Scholarship Airport. This is where I've done most of my training, and I plan to finish my commercial license. I feel so lucky to have gotten to do so much of my training here, especially on my 300 nautical mile flight that I did a couple weeks ago. All the experience I got in the mountains around here really helped me in a lot of moments throughout that trip. And I plan to finish my commercial license here. I'm hoping by the beginning of summer to finish that. I'm currently right in the middle of studying for my written exam, and I'm planning to do that in the next week or two. Then afterwards it's just a flight test and a few more hours that I'm missing. But I am wanting to do my instrument rating, which I would like to finish by the end of 2018. That one I will need a bit more cross-country hours to complete the requirements, and that's where this funding would really help me. Getting my instrument rating would just help me in the search for new jobs and open more doors than just having a single engine VFR. Through all the challenges I've overcome to get to where I am today, it's become a really important mission for myself to be a role model for other women that feel they don't have the resources to chase their dreams. I'm continuously looking for ways to inspire women and to help lift each other up, because I think we really need to be a team as women in aviation and help increase how many girls are in the field. Winning this scholarship would be another opportunity for me to show women just like me that even if something seems impossible, the resources are out there and anything is achievable no matter what your circumstances are. Thank you so much for considering me for this award. I really appreciate the opportunity and can't wait to see the results.